Thanks for joining a couple of 90s kids. You're listening to Stuck in My Generation. God bless the fireball, son. God bless the fireball.
God bless the fireball.
Rain it down on me, Black Sabbath. Blow those fireballs down on me. Yeah. Thanks for coming again. That's what she said to the Stuck in My Generation. It's me and it's Hicks. If
That's
you
right.
pay any attention to the social media bullshit, we posted that we were going to do Black Sabbath this week, so you could, come and hang out, listen along, give your thoughts, hear our thoughts, all that good stuff.
Sure.
So, goddamn, somebody's shooting around here. There's like somebody's either practicing shooting shit behind my house, or it's deer season, or it's woodpecker season, or something. I don't hunt, so I don't know.
It's always deer season here. It's
always deer season. Always deer season in Jackson, Ohio.
It's gun season. Yeah,
driving down Beaver Pike, passenger seat. Goddamn deer! Give me a gun, Jimmy. Fucking welcome to Jackson.
Yes, sir.
So we've had a wonderful time listening to Black Sabbath. We thought this was a great idea. Like, let's throw some metal at these folks. Yeah. And lo and behold, these sons of bitches have 19 albums.
19 albums. That's crazy.
I was not ready for that. I think, if you don't care, Hicks, I think your gain on your device is turned up real loud.
Okay, let me
adjust it just a notch, and I'll edit this out.
How's that?
Coming through hot.
How's that? Is that any better?
That's much better. Much better.
Good.
All right. So we jammed out some Black Sabbath, and I'm going to be up front right off the rip. I've never liked Ozzy that much.
Yeah. I can understand why. It's I don't even want to say it's a love-hate relationship from my perspective. I guess I kind of have maybe just a little bit of respect regarding the kind of OG heavy metal vibes,
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, some of the I don't know, some of the vocals, it's just, I like Ozzy, but his singing, man, I just don't know. I don't know.
Turn it down just a little more. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah. I hear Ozzy and I just think of that weird voice that's like, no more tears. And I'm like, I just think of that weird, nobody quite has a voice like him. And I just think about that, and it just turns me off a little bit. And I did watch the show. What was that called? Ozzy's TV show.
It wasn't like,
I can't remember the name.
Meet the Osbournes. I don't know.
It was something like that. I know Gene Simmons was like Gene Simmons' Family Jewels, but I don't remember what Ozzy's was called. The Osbournes. I think it was just called the Osbournes.
It might have been just the Osbournes, and we saw that house, unless the guy was lying to us.
Yeah,
out in Beverly Hills area. But yeah, that's I don't remember too much. I remember, the only thing I remember about that show mostly is there was one sibling that didn't want any part of it. And I think
Amy Osborne is her name.
Amy
she just
Osborne?
came out with an album, I think, or just came out with her first single or something. Yeah, she wanted to. I have a lot of. I'm interested in her because she was determined to make it on her own and didn't want any exposure on that show. Didn't really want the cameras in her face, and she has no interest in riding her dad's coattails. She wants to. If she's going to be successful, she's either going to do it on her own merit or not.
I like that.
I like that too. So yeah. The other two, fuck them. Other two kids. No, they seem okay. They seem to have all grown up to be pretty solid and decent. But with Black Sabbath, my experience, of course, I've heard Iron Man and War Pigs and a few other songs that I probably didn't know the titles to.
Mm-hmm.
And I like those, but I never liked them enough to go listen to more, mostly because I heard Ozzy's voice and I was just like, he's okay. It's got to be the total package. Got to be good music, good vocals. Not that Ozzy's not a good singer. He kind of is, but it's like Smash Mouth. That guy's voice annoys the piss out of me. So why would I listen to it? Ozzy doesn't annoy the piss out of me, but I don't love it. What about your experience with Black Sabbath before we dove into 19 albums from hell?
Well, I had a pretty lengthy motorcycle trip a few years back. One of the albums I actually had on my phone, uh, something just to listen to. I wanted something that was I didn't have the ability to skip through tracks really, so I had one of the early albums on my phone, so I was kind of already familiar with it. Um, yeah, it was just kind of all over the place really with me. So just
Yeah.
with some of the bands that we reviewed, I think God, I hate to refer back to Tom Petty, but he kind of sets the reference point for me, going into Tom Petty, the first few albums, man, they just really drew me in,
Yeah.
and I'm still, it's like I said before, music's my drug. I'm trying to chase the next high. I don't know if I really got this from Sabbath. I honestly didn't. Didn't
Yeah.
find any really hidden gems, anything unexpected.
I
Um,
did. I'll get there, but I did. But
but
I'm with you too, because like Petty first couple albums just pull you right in.
sure,
Beatles, you get past the first couple and pulls you right in. Stones, get past the first couple, pulls you in.
sure,
There was not one of those aha moments here, but yeah, I'm with you.
yeah,
But I did have some moments where the more I listened, there was more that I found that I liked, and
good.
that surprised me because you and I both, you know, 3-4 albums in, we're already Sabbathed out. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
what do we do? I had to switch it up, listen to some stuff. I honestly thought we might not finish this. I thought we might have to do a 2-parter. Luckily, we didn't, and we'll tell you why.
Exactly.
But, but let's start out with just a couple quick facts, I guess. Black Sabbath, most folks credit them with the start of heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a toss up kind of. It's like, was it them, Zeppelin, or Deep Purple? From most of what I read, you can kind of throw Zeppelin out of the mix. I never really considered Zeppelin metal, anyways.
Yeah.
There's not a dark enough sound. Like heavy, yeah, but not dark.
Mm-hmm.
So them and Deep Purple, and if you ask most people, it's Sabbath. So
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and roll with that and say they started heavy metal with their self-titled album, Black Sabbath. Probably one of the creepiest album covers I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I mean, that's like some like The Ring shit, the movie The Ring. Like you just look like a little girl standing in a field, and like looks like it could be straight out of Jackson, Ohio. Like the house and the weeds and just the darkness and the eeriness of it. I was like, okay, the album cover is definitely metal, no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
And the sound, I mean, the sound is heavy and it's dark.
Oh yeah.
But what'd you think of this first album? And finish up any of your thoughts.
Oh, that's all right.
Going back and forth, but
That's all right. The first album, I thought it was a good album overall. I enjoyed it. I went through the catalog and I came back around for a refresher. I enjoyed this album more the second time around.
yeah,
I think I may have appreciated it a little bit more. The song "The Wizard," although it has Ozzy playing harmonica, I'd almost rather hear Ozzy play the harmonica. I'm assuming that it's Ozzy. Listen to him play the harmonica versus some of his singing. But I thought it was a jam. I appreciated that. I was kind of confused with some of their songs. It was like 3 songs in one.
Yeah, I the only thing I can figure there is they recorded with tape back then. So I don't know if like as a band they recorded 3 songs in one take and didn't split them, or if they intended for it to just kind of run that way. Maybe they were trying to start something new I don't know. I really don't know, but it made it a little bit difficult to kind of hone in on which songs you really liked.
Oh yeah, I agree. The Wasp, Behind the Wall, I thought that was a jam. The NIB song, which is, I think I need to go back and look. I think that's like meshed into a track that's like 3 or 4 different songs. I love that. That's such a
Yeah.
jam. Just a really heavy, thick guitar sound. Wicked World. I enjoyed that. So overall, and 20 years ago, I probably wouldn't have bought this, when albums were a more of a physical thing. I wouldn't have bought this. But, if Jeremy Barker had it, I'd, listen to his and speaking of purchasing albums, I have some albums on my wall and I came across this jewel.
Well, hot damn, looky there.
Look at that right there. I bought this at an antique store for like $3. But
Black Sabbath.
Wait till you see the inside.
We sold our soul for rock and roll.
Look at this hottie.
Oh, looks like something straight out of Sam Raimi movie, Evil Dead style.
Evil Dead style, yeah.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie, it hit it.
Yeah. I don't even know what this album is.
I think it's I think it's kind of like one of the, how they did that shit back then.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, let's take a bunch of their good songs and throw it out there and make some more fucking money.
Yeah, 76.
76. So that was actually what, at the end of the Ozzy years?
That's what I was getting ready to say. It's like, let's get a little bit more money,
Let's see when that was. 76. The last Ozzy album was Never Say Die. So this was either released before or after Technical Ecstasy.
Okay.
So almost the end of okay, I get it. A greatest hits album that doesn't say greatest hits. Sure. What the fuck ever. Good for them.
Yeah. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you with
No, that was actually really cool that you had a vinyl, copy of We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll. And we just happened to be talking about Black Sabbath tonight. So,
and it also says it says Kevin Cocaine. So
Kevin Cocaine. Well, Black Sabbath was known to do a lot of cocaine.
Thank you, Kevin Cocaine.
Thanks, Kevin Cocaine.
Yeah. No doubt.
I had a microphone that had someone's name inscribed on it, and it was like, I don't know. I did a review on it on YouTube, and I just kept calling it the Jefferson edition because it was like John Jefferson or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, Jefferson edition, and it's fucking, etched out in there.
So what do you think of the first album?
The title track, as soon as the title track came on Black Sabbath, I was like, for 1970, this shit is hardcore.
Sure.
Like if I was a 12 or 13-year-old kid in 1970 and I go and pick up this album and put it on, halfway through the first track, I'm breaking the album and being like, I'll never do it again, Jesus. I'll never do it again. I'll never listen to that band again. I felt the evil off of it. Yeah. I felt the Satan on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was dark, I mean, we've been listening to a lot of 70s and early 80s stuff, 60s.
Right.
You didn't hear anything that dark, I mean, if you want to say they invented metal and that was the first track that sounded that dark, by all means, they invented metal. That was hardcore as hell for that time. The 4:35 mark of that song, they start shredding. Tony Iommi is no joke.
Right.
That dude can play the damn guitar.
And I think, I agree totally. And I think I listened to an interview a while back. I think he's missing like a chunk of his finger.
He has like two of his fingers. He has no tip. He has prosthetics of some kind on his fingers. I'm not sure if it's the strumming. I think it said right hand.
Okay.
And he's a lefty, which means it's his, string fingers.
That's what I was hoping
not his drum fingers.
Yeah.
So Pinocchio over here just.
Yeah, but I tell you what, man, the jams, the riffs that he's responsible for, shit,
dude. So I mean, on one of these albums in particular, I'll save it, I guess. But there was an album in particular where he just started blazing a solo that was so damn fast and technical that I was just like, I'm driving and my jaw drops and I'm like, God, like you don't hear many people, I don't know if you've ever listened to Yngwie Malmsteen.
Yeah.
Yngwie can blaze a guitar. He can set it on fire with his hand, just that fast. Yeah. And I just watched a girl on YouTube the other day. Look up 17-year-old plays a solo to Foo Fighters and Greta Van Fleet.
Okay.
And this girl plays the music and plays a solo where there could be a solo. like on a slow part of the song, and it's like 17. She sounded like Tony Iommi. I mean,
Okay.
she was blazing so fast. I showed my wife, even though my wife don't give a fuck about
Yeah.
guitar players, and even she was like, "Whoa, yeah." But
Nice.
dude, that guy could shred.
Oh yeah.
I was impressed. That was probably the biggest takeaway was for me, which I'm one of those guys. I like to look up the top 25 guitarists of all time,
Mhm.
or when Rolling Stone releases a top 10 guitarists or top 10. I like to read that stuff because it's music history.
Sure.
And Tony Iommi is in most of those, but I wouldn't have known why. Now I know why.
Sure. Yeah, I agree. And it's with Ozzy's vocals, I kind of pushed a lot of that to the side and paid closer attention to the music,
Yeah.
The early stuff, man. I heard early Metallica, heard early Van Halen, Soundgarden, and I always hated the name of this band, Corrosion of Conformity. I
Yeah.
always hated that band name. I thought, what you guys?
Yeah. I hate those album covers too. It's like, let's make this as offensively gory as we can.
I don't even know what their album. I just remember the
Mostly something you imagine hell looking like is, babies being eaten by women, just kind of crazy shit. That's
Okay,
kind of
so not only is their name bad, their album covers are bad.
Oh yeah, it's just awful.
But they had a couple songs with some pretty good riffs. I heard a little bit of that, but I think it's obvious they inspired a lot of musicians.
Yeah. I mean, anybody that plays heavy music for the most part attributes a lot to Black Sabbath. So
yeah,
and that first album, I will give it all the respect in the world. It was dark, it was heavy for the times. I bet it was just mind blowing to some kids.
I bet it was too.
I mean, but for me, us growing up, already being grown up, listening to this after we've already heard, God, I can't even think of the heaviest thing I've ever heard. I don't even know what the heaviest thing. There's just so much heavy music,
Yeah.
But to me, the overall album, like, it was all good. There wasn't anything that I was not happy with.
Yeah.
But nothing grabbed me. Like nothing from the first album grabbed me. And you referred to a couple songs as jams, which we do a lot.
Sure.
But that whole album sounds like one big jam session to me.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think
which is kind of cool because I'd rather listen to that jam session than Fish, having a jam session. Like, no thanks to that. But they kind of start out as a really dark, heavy jam band. So on the Paranoid we go.
Mm-hmm.
My first note is this is where shit gets good.
And this is the album that I was referring to earlier. This was my motorcycle ride album that I had on my phone.
It is regarded as their best.
Okay, good. My notes beside this, love this album.
I got Love It off to the side. So yeah.
Good.
War Pigs, amazing song. Man. It's a classic. The silence between the guitar and the, like there's little pieces of silence in there, and it's just
less is more.
Yeah, and it's just done right because one of my favorite parts about one of my favorite bands, Tool, or bands like them, I really like the chugging. I like the. I like little spaces of silence. So I hear War Pigs, which I know that song, I've known it for years.
Sure.
And I'm like, that's good stuff. It doesn't have to be a continuous jam for me to get into it. Sometimes I want it to like make me move and make me stop and then pick me right back up again. And that's kind of what War Pigs, the opening track of this album, did. And I'm just like, yeah, this is where it's at.
Sure. Yeah.
And Ozzy sounds really good here. Like the first album, I was just like, I understand the aesthetic as a whole. The second album is like Ozzy starts finding his range a little bit. He starts finding his voice a little bit. Again, I don't love Ozzy, but I didn't hate him on this album. I wasn't trying to tune him out at all on this album. So the drum and guitar sound on this album in particular, the drum and guitar sound set the stage for metal for the rest of eternity.
I think so too. Yeah. It's just like a machine, Yeah, and I like it that you mentioned the kind of the rhythm, the breaks and the notes and stuff. Sometimes I've always felt that the notes that aren't played are just as important as the notes that are played. So I'm kind of glad that you mentioned that. That was a very good point. I have War Pigs, love this. Paranoid, that song, man, that's been on my phone for years.
It's a classic. I
Oh,
mean, it's just
I
a
love it.
classic.
I love it. Planet Caravan, it kind of, I enjoy that song. It's kind of a slower, I don't even know how to describe it really. The song Iron Man, man,
Overplayed. It's kind of like
overplayed.
it's their Smells Like Teen Spirit is what that is. It's their Smells Like Teen Spirit.
I love the White Stripes, the Seven Nation Army. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired of hearing that.
Yeah, that was the first time you hear that though, you're like,
yeah.
But that where that is the song from them, you just get sick of it. Smells Like Teen Spirit. If somebody's like, you want to jam some Smells Like Teen Spirit, like, do I think it's a great song? Yeah. Don't want to hear it for the 8,000th time? No, fuck no, please don't. No. Same thing with Seven Nation Army. Same thing with Iron Man. As soon as I hear I'm like, no, I am turning this off. That's what I am. So it's a classic. There's nothing wrong with Iron Man.
Sure.
But yeah, Planet Caravan, not I wasn't huge on that one.
Yeah.
Electric Funeral rocks ass.
Oh man, I love that.
Electric Funeral is a banger.
Oh yeah.
A big time banger.
Sure.
Hand of Doom, the 340 mark in the song, the chugging guitar comes back and hits me right in my heart. Barker loves chugging guitar.
Yeah.
I don't love referring to myself in the third person, but I did it.
Oh, that's okay.
I love the guitar in that. That was so this album so far, like top to bottom, Paranoid is a banger.
Sure. Yeah. I agree. And that's why I chose this album. I mean, I kind of knew that this was an album that I could listen to all the way through, while being on a highway on my motorcycle, not being able to switch through songs a whole lot. So
yeah, I tell you, man, that's the best time to listen to a record too. Is
it
on
is
a motorcycle. Best time because you got the win. I mean, there's something de-stressing about riding a motorcycle. Anyways, you could be ready to commit murder, and if you go take a bike ride, you come back and you're ready to hug someone. You just feel so relaxed.
Yeah, and you're in the moment while you're riding. Therefore, the music, you bring the music in, you're focusing on it as well. You're in the moment. So
right.
Yeah, good stuff. Good album. Really enjoyed it.
Was a good album. Is this your favorite album?
Probably.
Okay. I kind of thought it might be. I mean, again, the consensus amongst anyone who's jammed all the Black Sabbath albums, this is typically their favorite.
Okay.
So that's my favorite thing to do after listening to all the albums. Like, especially if I find one where I'm like, this is my favorite, and I bet it's no one else's. Go pull up those rankings, start looking at the best albums, and Paranoid is considered their best, probably 90% of the time. So, Rat Salad, that was a solid instrumental. It's surprising how many instrumentals Black Sabbath does.
I agree with that as well. And the song Jack the Stripper. Man, I tell you what, I was raised on early Van Halen. I was tight with my sister growing up. She was a big Van Halen fan, still is.
Yeah.
The early Van Halen, the David Lee Roth years. I heard so much early Van Halen sound in the song Jack the Stripper.
Yeah.
I thought, man, those guys were in tune with which, all the cool cats were digging on Black Sabbath, I'm sure. So.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what's fun. Like, even if you don't absolutely love them, you start hearing, you start picking up some of those influential sounds, and you start picking out artists. Like I know they listen to it. I know they listen to it. I know they listen to it. And I've got it written down here somewhere. I probably shouldn't give it away quite yet. But there was a band I was really surprised to hear the sound of from Black Sabbath. Hopefully I get there. Hopefully I wrote it down. If not, I'll shit it out. Jesus. Shout it out at the end. Shit it out, son. But yeah, Paranoid was a really damn good album. It wasn't my favorite.
Okay.
So there's a little surprise coming. Was not my favorite. Masters of Reality is next. Third album.
Mm-hmm.
My first note on this one, which I love this style of music, whether you want to call it a style or not,
Uh-huh.
stoner rock.
Stoner rock, yeah, and that crossed
Stoner
my
rock.
mind too. And I'm in. I don't want to say I'm in tune, but I follow the motorcycle scene a whole lot, and that's a pretty heavy term. A lot of my playlists or is stoner rock.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And that's some of my favorite shit. Like I love Queens of the Stone Age.
yeah,
Stoner rock. I mean, there's just to me, Tool is stoner rock. I mean,
Yeah.
just anything that's a little trippy and a little weird.
yeah.
And
Well,
Masters
dirty.
of Reality was a little weird. I mean, it was kind of a far cry from Paranoid. I mean, they really started experimenting with a lot of things here. And Sweet Leaf, that's a pretty popular song in
That's
their
a jam.
catalog. Great riff. Great
Yeah.
riff.
Yeah.
Great riff, great jam. That song's been covered a lot. I think System of a Down covered it.
Cool.
With a rapper. I don't know if it was Method Man or something, but there was like a back in the what the hell was that called? Back in the what's that genre after grunge? Neo metal. Is that what it's called? Neo metal?
Could be. I don't know.
There was a full album of covers done by it was like System of a Down, Linkin Park, all those 2000s bands,
Sure.
2000, 2010, and they all collaborated with rappers. Pretty good album. I'll have to find that one.
Sure.
But I've heard this song covered a bunch. Fantastic riff. And from the beginning of this album, you're like, they've changed a little bit.
They've changed a little bit, yeah. I had a Sweet Leaf. It's a good jam. Man, the song After Forever, I thought, oh my God, this sounds like the opening theme song to the Friends TV show.
You know what? I just had that this was okay. I didn't put those dots together, though, but go ahead.
This sounds just like the opening theme song to Friends with Jack Black singing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so
Wonder Boy.
That's what I thought, man. Skip this shit. I don't like it.
Did you listen to much Tenacious D in their heyday?
Man, I need to go back because
that first album was gold, man.
I
that
love
first
those
album
guys.
Was so good.
I need to go back and revisit that. But I have Children of the Grave. It reminded me so much of
badass song.
Early Metallica, that galloping guitar sound,
yeah,
chugging, just good, really good. So
that Children of the Grave, my note says maybe my favorite song so far. Like that song hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah,
I was like, this is some good shit.
Good
shit. Another instrumental in there before that was what's that? I can't even read my own damn handwriting. Embryo, maybe. Weird instrumental. Another one of those weird instrumentals. Orchid after Children of the Grave. Instrumental. Lord of This World I had was okay.
Yeah.
Solitude I had was slow but odd, and Into the Void I have is a jam.
Yeah.
But reason I went through those so quick is because it was a fun stoner rock album, but it didn't really grab me yet either. I thought it was good. It was good. And this is really regarded in their top 3 all the time. So there's a few publications that had this as their best album. I disagree. But also the sound for 1971 on this one, just nuts. Absolutely nuts. No one sounded like this.
Nobody sounded like that. I don't even know what was popular. What the heavy hitters were.
Beatles were pretty much done.
Yeah.
So Stones were still going. The Who was still going. Led Zeppelin. I mean, it was kind of Led Zeppelin started hitting on all cylinders and some of those bands, but yeah, I mean, I like this album. I'd put it in their top 5. Like it was a really good album. Wasn't as good as Paranoid to me, but it was different. And I like growth. So I didn't want to hear Paranoid Part 2. I was pretty happy to hear Masters of Reality out of them. Again, didn't grab me completely.
I understand.
Any thoughts on that album before moving on to Volume 4?
No, I think I've said what I've wanted to say regarding that album. It was different. I agree with your comments. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add to it, I don't think.
Yeah, solid but unspectacular is what I would call that one. So Volume 4, quick hitter on this one. The album, they wanted to name it Snowblind after the single. The record company said, no, you're not doing that. Reason being, Snowblind is a reference to all the cocaine that they were doing when they were making this album.
Kevin Cocaine.
Kevin motherfucking cocaine. So, record companies like, no, we know what snowblind means. We're not idiots. We know you guys want to talk about how much you love cocaine. Let's just call it something else. They're like,
we'll call it
Ozzy's like, fuck it, volume 4.
We'll call it Snow Deaf.
Snow Deaf. Snow Leopard. We're predicting a version of the Mac operating system. Yeah, this one was pretty solid. That we went back to the whole multi-song first track, Wheels of Confusion / this / that.
Yeah.
Solid song. Like really solid song. There's still a little more stoner rock on this one. Like it feels like an extension of Masters of Reality. I like this one more than Masters of Reality, though.
Yeah, I would agree with that comment. The song Changes.
Fucking beautiful.
Was that a remake?
I don't know.
Perform that?
I don't think I had. I read most of the paragraphs that went along with the rankings of their albums, and a lot of those referred to Changes as like, oh shit, Black Sabbath has a different side to them. But nothing said it was a cover, so I don't know.
Okay, I don't know why.
Might be some research there, real quick.
And I could be. I'm probably completely wrong about that. I don't know.
Changes, Black Sabbath. I did really like that song.
Yeah.
And whenever that song popped up, I kind of sat back and was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, I heard a little bit of classic rock in those first 3 albums along with the metal, but I hadn't heard anything like Changes. So when I heard Changes, Ozzy sounds real good on that.
That's what I thought too.
Real good. Like that was the first moment where I was like, okay, as a vocalist,
sure,
I'm starting to understand Ozzy a little bit more. It was good.
Sure, I agree.
I don't see anything about it being a cover.
Okay.
So, no, songwriters, Osborne, Iommi, Geezer, and Bill Ward.
Really good.
Yeah, original.
What a curveball.
That was a hell of a curveball, and
Yeah.
well done too. That song was beautiful. I probably listened to that song 3 times straight once I ran into it, because I was just kind of blown away that Black Sabbath would go that soft, like for a metal band like that to actually decide to do a song like that. It's instant respect for me, because like you were talking about Corrosion of Conformity or Cradle of Filth or whatever we were talking about, they probably don't have a song like that, because they're just like Satan, Satan. But Black Sabbath, just like, Ozzy's like, I'm gonna be honest and talk about how I'm going through changes. Yeah. Damn good song.
Oh yeah,
like, damn good song.
I think so too. There was one track, FX, and I thought, oh my gosh, it sounded like they were trying to tune in some guitar effects.
Yeah.
I thought, why is this even on the album? But one of my all-time favorite riffs is just a complete, I love it. The Supernaut, that song.
Oh man,
I love it.
That's some good riffage. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorites, I would say.
Definitely pretty good. Just the music in general. They're just showing you what they can do on this album. Every album, they start showing you more of what they can do. And again, I will fully admit, you and I both, we got Sabbathed out. We had moments where we had to turn it off. We don't love Ozzy, but there's still a level of respect there, even though I may not listen to 90% of this ever again.
Exactly.
I'm really glad I went through it and heard those influences and heard those instrumentals and heard riffs I had never heard before that were fabulous.
Sure. Yeah. And that's exactly what this is all about. Going through everything just to find out, what we're missing out on, even if we don't find anything, at least we tried. So,
right. And if somebody ever asks, like, have you ever heard, Supernaut, you can be like, well, fuck yeah, I have. It's a good jam.
Oh yeah, exactly. There were, I had one note. I don't like acoustic Sabbath a whole lot.
No, me
I don't
neither.
like acoustic Sabbath. There were a few songs, Under the Sun. I wanted to not like this song, but I kind of liked it a little bit.
Yeah, I've got that as being the official first ever stoner rock anthem.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. And the Saint
Laguna Sunrise was too soft, by the way. That's got to be what we're talking about acoustically. Like I was like, piss on this. This isn't
Yeah.
Sabbath.
I was like, this is just filler, is all this is. I don't know.
Right.
The Saint Vitus or Vitus dance. I wanted to not like this, but I was kind of tapping my toe a little bit. It was okay.
Yeah.
But I thought, man, I don't want to like this shit, but I kind of like it a little bit. So
yeah. And you got Snowblind on there. We passed that one over. That's probably one of their better songs they ever came out with. And it's about cocaine, so that's fun.
That's fun.
Gotta love some cocaine. I had read that on this album and also on Masters of Reality, they were having cocaine smuggled in speaker cabinets. Not just little bits, full speaker cabinets of cocaine.
Is that right?
Yeah. I guess they were doing so much cocaine. I better save this. I'll talk about cocaine more in a couple albums.
Okay.
But yeah, this was a good album. I thought 1, 2, 3, and 4, super, super solid. I top to bottom, again, nothing grabbed me as though I'm going to be like Sabbath for life. I'm going to listen to this every day for the rest of my life. I didn't even think I'm going to listen to this once a week for the rest of my life. Not even once a month for the rest of my life. But I appreciate all 4 of those albums. Those are so important to a lot of the shit that I grew up on. Sure. And I recognize that. And I definitely appreciate the fact that this band came into existence.
Exactly.
Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Bloody Sabbath.
My feelings started to change.
Yeah.
I hated this fucking album. And it's regarded as one of their better ones too. I hate it. I hate that. I'm not even afraid to say it. I hate this album.
Okay.
I don't like it. Title track, I heard some Tool and Helmet in there. I thought definitely some influences there, and I appreciated that. I'll hand it over to you after that. Title track, I'm feeling okay, but not great. Take it away. Tell me a few things about this, and we'll move through the list of songs.
I just have a few notes on this album. I have about the only positive comment that I have, National Acrobat. I kind of dig it a little bit. The song Fluff, sappy acoustic piano. My notes say, who dis?
My notes say Fluff is instrumental fluff.
Instrumental fluff. Sabra Cadabra. The only thing I know about this song, I believe Metallica recorded this song in like a Garage Days maybe or something.
Garage Inc. album.
Garage Inc. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The song Spiral Architect, my notes say the Who are playing instruments with Rush lyrics, kind of like a rock opera that I don't like.
Yeah. Song 6, Who Are You? I just wrote 80 synth. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, this was an experimental album. Rage, like a national, or what'd you say the Acrobat song? Was it a National Acrobat?
That's what my notes say. I might be incorrect.
I do have that I saw that as Rage Against the Machine. Like, I felt like that could be an influence for Rage. And the guitar was excellent. I've got song 5, generic guitar on Killing Yourself to Live. Like, it's just, this album just didn't hit me. And again, it's not recommended. It is held in high graces among Sabbath fans as one of their top 3 or 4 albums. I just thought this album was not good.
And after you say that, I gave this album 2 chances. I still feel the same about it. I'm not going to give it a 3rd chance.
I was not digging it at all. Like, after those first 4 albums, I was like, okay, I don't love Sabbath, but I like Sabbath. I like Sabbath. That's where I was at with this. And then I heard Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and I admittedly also know the title of that album and have heard the title of that album and seen it held in high regard. So I was excited to hit play on this motherfucker. And once I did, I was like, what did I just listen to? What the hell was that?
Yeah. And with some of these albums, man, I thought, I just want to get through this shit as fast as I can. And I'm going to listen to some Eminem. I'm going to listen to some Yellow Wolf. I'm going to listen to
spaghetti.
I'm going to listen to some Tool. I'm going to, you recommended Chevelle's latest album. I'm going to listen to that. I want to hear him get this shit.
Kind of a banger.
So I can listen to this other shit. It's just really getting in my way. So
here my notification went. Son of a bitch. I thought I'd turn those notifications off. Yeah, this album sucked. I mean, I just don't have any other way to spin it. And I'm sorry, Sabbath fans. I know you love this shit. You're going to get more pissed at us here in a little bit. I hated this album. I was just like, okay, this is the point where I was like, I've got to listen to something else for a couple hours. Like, this is where I got just burnt the hell out on Sabbath. I was pissed. I was not happy.
Too. Yeah, I thought
I was like, I've got 15 more of these bastards to go, or 14 more of these bastards to go after that garbage.
Yeah, I thought this is the beginning of the end.
Yeah, I wasn't happy. Luckily for me, anyways, I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Here's my favorite Sabbath album.
Okay.
Surprisingly, so we go through the first 4, and I'm like, hell yeah, Sabbath.
Yep.
5, I'm like, fuck, I hate Sabbath. Not really.
Yeah.
Sabotage. First of all, these dudes did so much cocaine that Geezer Butler wore his wife's red tights to the photo shoot, and you could see right through them.
I love that.
Cocaine, son. There's so much coke that he put on the wrong pants for the photo shoot. Love that. This album is my favorite Sabbath album.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think that is that's going to be in the minority. I did read a couple other folks reading through all the rankings, a few guys saying Sabotage is so underrated and it was their best album. It's generally considered their 6th or 7th best, which it fell in as their 6th album released. Am I going insane? I think I went out of order here, but that was my first note. To me, that had to inspire the band Ghost, and I'm a huge Ghost fan.
Okay.
So that song, I was like, damn, I hear Ghost through and through. And I know through interviews that Ghost listens to Sabbath. So I'm like, this is the song. This is where Ghost heard this shit and was like, this is what we want our band to sound like. Because to me, bands like Sabbath, bands like the Beatles, I feel like bands that we grew up with, they hear a song from one of these classic artists and they're like, okay, here's our band. This song right here, we're going to start with that and we're going to make our band from it. I feel like Ghost heard Am I Going Insane and thought, when I do start a band, we're going to start sounding like this at first.
Okay.
I'm going to grab a beer while you talk. I'll still hear you.
Yeah, that's completely fine. Yeah, I had a few songs on this. The song Hole in the Sky. I have that down as a jam.
Love that song.
Yeah. Was it the song Symptom of the Universe?
Yeah.
Man, I love the music of that. I have vocals, kind of on that one.
I will say, I will add to that song, Symptoms of the Universe.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, because to me, like, this is the album where they started creeping into that late 70s, early 80s sound.
Yeah.
A little bit, the guitar got a little higher pitched. Ozzy's voice got a little higher pitched. And I don't know why or what happened, but the first time I listened to it, I had to scratch out all my notes because the first time I listened to it, I was like, Yeah. Second listen, I was paying more attention and it started grabbing the shit out of me. So Symptoms of the Universe, I like that song a lot. I even liked Ozzy's lyrics. I was like, it doesn't even sound that much like Ozzy, which makes me like it more.
Sure. Okay. That makes sense. The Megalomania, I like that song a lot.
I did too. And there was some 80s. That was like the beginning of 80s guitar sound to me. And they did it in 75. And I don't love 80s guitar sound, but somehow they made it work. And that song, it was kind of a journey.
Yeah. The only, I don't want to say too negative comments. The song, I'm assuming it's pronounced Super Czar.
Yeah, that's how I looked at it.
Okay. Man, I thought this song, no offense to Queen, because I'm a huge Queen fan, but I thought this damn song should be on a Flash Gordon movie soundtrack. no offense to Queen. Right. I'm a huge fan of Queen, and Queen's a band that I need to know more about.
Oh yeah, we'll get there. We're going to need a break, but we'll get there. And I'll mention this multiple times. If you're listening to this podcast, watching this podcast, please help us out because we need a break. We need a break from 70s rock, 60s rock, 80s rock. sure, we could dive into rock that's newer that we haven't given a chance, because this show will explore everything that we haven't given a chance, and even some things that we have given a chance. But we need to do a different genre, and we've decided we want the next episode to swing in the hip hop arena. So if anyone has any hip hop artists they think are massively responsible for anything great, minus Eminem, because obviously we've heard it all. I mean, I have, and I know you have.
Sure. Yeah.
DMX, don't suggest that, because I've heard it all, unless you haven't, Hicks. But then again,
for the most part,
2 or 3 albums and you're done with DMX. He didn't do it. He fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
But if you have any hip hop recommendations, by all means, send them our way. We'll also post that we could use them as well.
Sure.
But yeah, this, man, I don't know why, but Sabotage hit me like a ton of bricks. I don't know what it is. I love this album, and this is the one album throughout the whole discography that I probably will go back to every once in a while and just jam it on the way to work. For some reason, the total package of that album I thought was brilliant, especially after listen number 5, because I went on a binge on it before I even moved on.
Yeah.
I went on this album hardcore, and I was like, okay, this is my shit. And I think that my wife might even like it, even though she hates Ozzy, because it just has a little bit more of a classic rock sound with just a little extra edge. Wu-Tang, says Brian Spriggs. That might be exactly where we need to go.
Let's do it.
Wu-Tang it is. Brian, thank you. I never even thought about that.
I didn't either.
Wu-Tang. Boom. I've listened to like 3 songs. Couldn't even tell you the name.
Green.
Wu-Tang it is.
Sounds good.
Back to Sabotage. The thrill of it all. I dug that song a lot as well. Strange, very strange, strong experimental sounds. I think that's why I like this one. They experimented with it, but not in the same way as Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. It was more of an experienced exploration of sound from them, and I just thought they kind of hit a weird pinnacle there before they fell back off.
Yeah, I can understand that. You know, I was trying to, I kind of knew when we were talking back and forth, I was really curious regarding what album that you were referring to that you were going back to.
I was being coy.
I thought, man, it's going to be an album. It's not going to be an album that I expect.
Right.
So
I didn't expect it either, because I was like, going through this, I'm like, Paranoid's probably going to be my favorite, just like everyone else.
Yeah, it's like, what flavor you
Which
want?
would have been fine.
It's like vanilla. Give me vanilla. Paranoid is just
I mean, it's good,
good. Yeah, but it's nothing that's
it's my second. It's probably my second favorite. So I mean, it was close. There's just something about Sabotage that ripped my balls off and shoved them down my throat.
Sure, yeah, that's good.
I was digging it.
Good.
Super Czar, like you were saying to me, I had written down Ghost Jam again. Like Ghost heard this one too.
Okay.
And just thoroughly enjoyed it. The Writ, that was just okay to me. It was a little too artsy fartsy.
Yeah.
But I still appreciate the fact that they can go in that artsy fartsy direction.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I agree.
Any more thoughts on this one? I didn't figure that we would fall in the same place on it, which is good. I don't want us to like everything the exact same, because so far we're pretty damn close. I mean, we're batting about the same batting average through every episode. We typically love the same shit, hate the same shit, with small variations. And this one, I was like, oh yeah, Sabotage is my jams, and it's going to hit Hicks like a ton of bricks.
Yeah,
he's going to be like, what the fuck's wrong with Barker?
Well, I'll tell you what, I went through this album twice. With your interest in it, I'll go back and hit it again. Maybe I some of this music I had to be in the mood for. I was kind of listening to this in the background. We've talked before. There's certain artists that, man, I can just Tool. It doesn't matter what kind of mood I'm in. I can listen to Tool.
Same, obviously.
Kind of Sabbath, I have to be in the right mood. I woke up this morning and I did a refresher and I had my coffee and the sun was shining. I was like, yes, this is some good shit. And I got to like album 6. I was like, damn, I hate this shit.
Thank God that's where this thing all goes downhill. So album 6. Oh wait, that was Sabotage. I'm sorry.
I want to say
7. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I don't mean
you're good.
I'm glad, because I was afraid that you're going to say, when you were kind of throwing some hints out that you had one album that you went back and listened to.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's not the last album, because I thought, man, I was trying
Wait, what do you mean by the last one?
13.
Oh, goddamn. Just wait, son. Don't jump to conclusions yet. Don't jump to conclusions.
I thought, man, I hope this isn't Barker's number one album. But
Don't jump to conclusions.
I was putting the pieces together, and I thought, well, I was running through the timeline in my head, and I thought, well, he circled back around. So he's like at album number 3, not number 19. So
listen, you done fucked it up. 13's in my top 5.
Okay.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. So you kind of hit the nail on the head. It was close. It was up there.
I didn't mean to skip ahead, so let's take a step
I don't
back.
care. I don't care.
It's
the rest,
a second.
there's a whole lot of shit in between, so
oh my
it's fine.
gosh.
Technical Ecstasy, kill me with a fucking plastic spoon. Kill me with a plastic spoon. Before this album, I literally wrote a pre-note before moving on to this stage, and I said, so far, not all metal. There's a soft side to Sabbath, and there's a lot of balance to this band, and I appreciated that balance.
Yeah.
Well, with Technical Ecstasy, which had the lamest fucking album cover I've ever seen as well.
Horrible.
Awful. I don't know what the fuck that was supposed to be. Like some robot spraying oil on a skyscraper while also shooting it with a laser. I don't know what the shit that was. What is that?
Yeah, what
is that?
I don't know.
That looks like a freaking God, like a Talking Heads album cover.
Yeah,
and they might be good. I don't know yet, but that was what the hell?
Yeah. I saw that album art and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, you kind of get a good idea from it.
Rock and Roll Doctor. I saw that song.
That song sucks ass.
I thought, oh my gosh, this is like Meatloaf shit.
That's a Kiss titled song.
Kiss, yeah.
Like just garbage. Backstreet Kids. The title, the first track on it, it was a little 80s-ish, but I wasn't ready to just piss on the album yet. I was like, okay,
I know what
we're getting closer to the 80s. I get it. They're starting to get a little 80s-ish. You Won't Change Me, very 80s-ish.
Somebody needs to change you.
Yeah, no doubt. Through the first couple tracks, I wrote, I can't tell a difference between this and early 80s rock bands. Couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah.
They lost themselves on this album, in my opinion. I'll let you go through a few notes and I'll hit back.
No, I really don't have a lot. I don't even think I took notes on this album because I knew that it sucked.
I didn't enjoy it.
It was 1976, part 2, the beginning of the end. Man, I don't know. I thought, are they just trying to fulfill their contract with the record label? Just trying to,
I read that on a couple albums, and I think this partly was kind of that. I think, I don't remember if Tony Iommi said this about this one or the next one, but he was basically just saying that album's shit. We were rushed by the record company.
Yeah.
Ozzy was too fucked up to do anything good. And it's obvious. I mean, You Won't Change Me sucks.
Yeah.
It's all right. I put, that's not Ozzy. That's the soft side, and they went too soft. The song Gypsy, I wrote, is this the Who? What's going on here?
I heard a lot of Who.
Yeah. All Moving Parts, blah. Rock and Roll Doctor, I already said that's garbage.
Right.
She's Gone, 80s bullshit. Dirty Woman, 80s bullshit.
No wonder she's gone.
No doubt. I was gone after this album. I was like, if they can get me back at all, congratulations to them. Technical Ecstasy was a pile of shit.
Yeah.
Just a pile of shit.
Yeah, not impressed.
My final note, this sucked with exclamation marks. This is where I was like, man, I'm not going to make it to album 19. There's no way.
Yeah, I thought so too.
No way.
I thought I probably switched over to a little bit of Eminem during this, hurry up, blast through this.
Yeah.
Thank God this isn't your favorite album, which I knew it wouldn't be.
Yeah, you would have been blown away if I had been like, Technical Ecstasy rocked my world. It just rocked it. It did not. And Never Say Die, I have next to no notes on at all. I would never say die. There's horns. What the fuck? My next note just says ugh. My next note just says nope. This album was just dire trash.
Oh, it's
Never Say Die was just absolute trash.
yeah.
It doesn't even belong in rotation on Apple Music, Spotify, or record stores.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I don't have anything good to say about this. It was the last Sabbath album, according to my notes, or the last Sabbath album with Ozzy. I'm sorry.
It was definitely the last Sabbath album with most of the members, if not all the members. It might have been all the members.
Oh my God, the song Air Dance, piano-based ballad.
Dude, it's trash. Hey, it's so bad. I would rather listen to Imagine Dragons than this album.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's how bad it is.
So I don't have anything else to say about that album.
Nor do I.
Moving ahead to the next.
The album cover was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool album cover. I recognized it when I saw it too.
Did you? Okay.
Which got me excited. I was like, I know this album cover. This might be good. And 15 minutes later, I said, I might be stupid.
Yeah. No, you're not stupid. Yeah.
Ozzy leaves in 1979, and in 1980, Black Sabbath reunites with Ronnie James Dio, claimed, loved metal vocalist that I can't stand.
I can't stand it. I can't stand the sound of his voice.
I don't like that genre. I don't like that sound. I don't care how good of a vocalist you are. I don't care if you're Kelly fucking Clarkson. I don't care if you're Adele. Freddie Mercury. If Freddie Mercury would have came out on stage and be like, we will rock you, I'd have been like, fuck Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. But it's just, I look at the clock and I look at the timer on this podcast and I'm like, we're 56 minutes in to a show we like to keep at a minimum of an hour and 20, at a maximum of maybe an hour and a half.
Sure.
We're fucked. But we're not, because this album sucks.
Yeah.
The next album sucks. The next album sucks. The next album sucks. The next album sucks. The next album and the next album and the next album and the next album all suck.
Oh, it's so bad. I couldn't figure out. I was going through this and I thought, who would want to invest money into this? Were they just selling the name? But why would a record label want to invest in something like this thinking that they would get money back?
The crazy part about it is this album, Heaven and Hell with Ronnie James Dio,
oh God,
is regarded as one of their best albums.
Jeez.
It is regarded as one of their top 5 albums, almost consensusly through every publication. People thought that Ronnie James Dio coming to this band brought back Black Sabbath Dark Side, when all I hear is, I love rainbows in the dark. I fucking hate that guy.
Okay.
I understand that he's got some pipes. I get it. But that sound to me is more cheesy than a fucking group of Green Bay Packer fans in the stands with cheese on their heads. It's awful. I hate it. And I'm sorry. I don't mean any disrespect, but it sucks.
One of the top 5. I put this album at like 18 or 19 at least.
Oh, I would love to put this album at 18 or 19, but I can't, because everything after it fucking blows harder.
That's what I'm saying too. Yeah.
They started doing some crazy shit. I'll just go through some quick hitters. Mob Rules, also Dio, also sucked. Born Again. Okay, Dio's gone. So they get Ian Gillan of Deep Purple. Sure. And I think I like Deep Purple. I hope I like Deep Purple. We'll probably get to Deep Purple, because
good idea.
We'll get there. But I read that Ian Gillan of Deep Purple joins Black Sabbath after Dio's departure on Born Again, which is the single most dumbest looking fucking, there it is. If you're just listening on the podcast, watch the video so you can see this dumbass red baby that looks like fucking Cat in a Hat with claws and teeth.
What is it?
I don't know.
Push
That
it back
looks,
into the cave that it crawled out of.
I don't know. It looks like two red Teletubbies fucked and that little satanic baby came out.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
awful. It's awful. And that album sucks. And I don't care about these other singers. Seventh Star was the next album after Born Again. Glenn Hughes of Deep Purple was now the singer. So we've got two Deep Purple singers. This was supposed to be just a Tony Iommi album, but the record company's like, no, put the label Black Sabbath on it. So it's like Black Sabbath featuring Tony Iommi and his goofy permed hair on the front of the album cover. And once again, this album sucked balls.
Oh, so bad.
There's nothing else to say about the last four albums. They're just, to me, I get it. If you love 80s hair metal and you love Ronnie James Dio and you love all that shit, you probably love all this.
Sure.
But me, I hate the 80s. Hate the 80s. If we find a whole bunch of stuff in the 80s that we like, I'll be shocked because I hate the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
The Eternal Idol was the next album. Tony Martin, the second longest tenured vocalist for Black Sabbath, was on this one. A lot of folks praise him. I think he sucks. So, yeah, he's got pipes, again, like Ronnie James Dio. But every single singer between Ozzy and Ozzy all did the same. And I don't like it. I just don't. Headless Cross, album 14, Tony Martin, Fertilizer. Album 15, Tyre, Tyr, some kind of Lord of the Rings bullshit. Tony Martin sucks. 16, Dehumanize, stole an album cover straight out of Megadeth, a computer shocking a guy into being some kind of android. Sucked ass again. That was Dio. Dio returns. Thank God. No, it sucks. 17, Cross Purposes. Dio again. Hell yeah. Fuck that. 18, Forbidden. Tony Martin comes back. We love this guy. Sounds like a NASCAR driver. Fuck that. Now we're to album number 19.
That's 19?
How easy it was. We hit the hour mark, and I started talking about being worried at hour or minute 55.
Oh, yeah.
Finally,
The
Rock has come back to Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
It's Ozzy.
Produced by Rick Rubin. Man, the music on this album, I really, really enjoy it. I probably need to give this another chance.
Do it.
The song Loner, I have notes. That's a jam. The song Age of Reason, I said, is Metallica playing this and Ozzy singing? Which that's not a bad thing. I'm a Metallica fan. Live Forever, great jam, shitty lyrics and vocals. In my opinion. Peace of Mind. I thought, oh my God, this is Soundgarden. They're Soundgarden, which is a great thing because I love Soundgarden. But I didn't hate this album. Maybe I was kind of pissed at Ozzy for leaving us with, that long run of shitty albums. Yeah, I thought, I'm still pissed at you, Ozzy.
Yeah, still a little mad that you went off and did your old No More Tears bullshit while we had to listen to fucking Rainbow in the Dark over and over again.
Yeah. But man, I need to go back and revisit this album. I love the music. I wasn't a big fan of the vocals.
See, I was very surprised, and maybe it was because we got fed a little bit of candy, and then they're like, "Fuck you, eat some green beans."
Sure.
For 12 albums or 10 albums or whatever it was, 9 albums. It was quite a few. But once, like, after I got done skimming through Forbidden with Tony Martin, which is regarded as their worst album, I don't know how you would even regard that. They're all just anything Dio, Martin, Deep Purple guys, all worst.
Wipe it from history.
Please God. But I was appreciative to hear Ozzy come back, and I was appreciative to hear that deep, dark, brooding, evilish sound again. Like Tony Iommi, even at this age in 2013, still shredding with those Pinocchio fingers. still Geppettoing the shit out of that guitar.
Little tater tot fingers. He's killing it.
Oh shit, Idaho potato, knocking it out of the park, man.
No doubt.
The music was badass, and I thought I heard a little bit. I don't know how many people produce any kind of music or podcast or anything like this or that, but there is a such thing as using too much compression and adding too much volume to instruments in a mix. That I think it was Rick Rubin, I believe, produced this album.
Rick Rubin produced this album.
It wore on my ears a little bit because the drums and the guitar were just so over compressed and loud. I had to adjust my EQ settings on my car stereo. And once I did that, I was like, okay, I'm dialed in. I absolutely really liked this album. It was a full metal sound.
Mm-hmm.
It was the best shit they'd released in 38 years, in my opinion.
Sure.
End of the beginning. I liked it a lot. God is Dead. Really fucking good. I've got Loner and Zeitgeist is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Age of Reason, I have a solid, great riffs on the back half of that track.
Okay.
Live Forever was a good jam, bad lyrics. Damaged Soul was okay, and Dear Father was solid. Great album cover. I thought that was a cool ass album cover.
Yeah.
Like a couple artists went out in the field, made an 8-foot 1, an 8'13", set it on fire. The reason the album was called 13.
My next question.
They had 8 tracks that they thought that were really good, solid releases, and the record company said, "Fuck you guys, do 13. Fuck you, we'll burn a 13." There you go. So Black Sabbath still heavily, fuck you, Satan rules kind of attitude.
If you're getting the original members of Black Sabbath together, why wouldn't you just stay out of the way?
I don't know.
Not throw out requirements and all that.
I don't know. They should have brought Tom Petty in to do a couple numbers with him just so he'd be there to tell the record companies to go fuck off. He
was probably just in the next room, in Rick Rubin's studio.
Probably, yeah.
brought him in.
Man, did you watch that documentary yet?
Not yet.
Running Down a Dream. Definitely watch that. I'm going to ruin one part for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Not a major part.
Yeah.
I don't remember the artist, but there was an artist in that documentary that basically wanted Tom Petty to collaborate with him. So Tom Petty goes and collaborates with this guy. The song he goes to collaborate with him on ends up being a track that this dude doesn't even have his hands on, really. The studio, the record company's like, this song will be a hit. Do this song. If you do this song, it'll be a hit. Tom Petty reads it. He's like, in the documentary even, looks at the guys in the studio that were big guys and says, this is trash. Why are you having this great artist do this trash? And he looked at him, he's like, don't do this. This is shit. Don't fuck with this.
Yeah.
Still love Tom Petty. I don't mean to bring him into a Black Sabbath episode.
No, do it.
But he's, anybody having problems with your record company back then, I know it's too late now because he's gone. Just call up Tom and say, Tom, my record company's giving me shit, dude. Come down here and bring your acoustic guitar and be like, no, I won't. Back down.
Don't you make me call Tom, you bastard.
Don't you make me call fucking Tom. Don't do it.
Yeah.
He'll come down here and put a mud crutch up your ass. But I really like 13. The first listen through, I thought this sounds like Ozzy solo stuff. But I was like, you know what? It was so heavy and riffy. I'm going to give it another chance. And I gave it another chance. And I gave it another chance. And next thing you know, I got stuck on this album.
Okay.
And I was like, this is better than anything they've done since Sabotage. And this was them at their heaviest. Like, you might be able to point at Paranoid and their original album and be like, that dark brooding sound, it doesn't get any heavier. And it may not. But musically, it can get heavier. And they just rocked ass on this album. It was a damn good album. Even Ozzy's singing didn't bother me. Probably because I was so used to hearing.
Yeah.
Ozzy I was fine with Ozzy by this point. I was like, thank God you're back, Ozzy. Yeah. Like, you're a goofy son of a bitch, but thank God you're back.
Yeah. And I'll definitely give this album another chance. When it first came out, it was first released. I gave it a chance then, back in 2013. Uh, I don't know the timing. I just wasn't in the mood for it then. By the time, and I mentioned earlier, by the time I got to this album, man, I was Sabbathed out. I was sick.
Yeah.
The last run, it was just like I thought, man, the music's good. I honestly skimmed through this album just because I need to get back to Yellow Wolf or some shit.
I'll tell you, and that new Yellow Wolf album is good. We're going to recommend some new albums for you at the end of this.
Yeah.
But I will admit, I skimmed through all that Dio, Deep Purple, Tony Martin bullshit. As soon as I heard that and knew Ozzy wasn't coming back, I was like, I'm going to go against the grain here, and I'm going to listen to 13. So I listened to 13 after I started Heaven and Hell.
Okay.
I was like, fuck this. I'm going to move straight to 13.
Yeah.
So I cheated a little bit. I didn't go completely in order because I couldn't go completely in order because my 80s hating brain couldn't do it.
Sure.
So
yeah.
I went straight to 13 and I was like,
Yeah.
So give it maybe a week, give it 2 weeks, give it however long you need rock to be out of your system.
Yeah.
And then go back. I think that 13 is the only other album, which I always have a special place in my heart for those first four, like the self-titled, Paranoid, Masters of Reality, and Volume 4. Great albums. I will remember them, and I will be like, that is truly where metal started to me.
Yeah.
Not a big metal guy myself, but I can appreciate that metal, like the beginning of it is good. The only two albums I see myself going back to regularly are Sabotage and 13. I liked 13 that much.
Okay.
And I really just thought it was a triumphant return, especially after all that bullshit in between. I can't believe people like that Dio guy. I just can't believe it.
I don't know why.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't
He sounds just like Motley Crue or just like Poison or just like Winger.
I had a note that said this is some bad Motley Crue.
Terrible Motley. I'd rather listen to Motley Crue.
That's exactly the way I felt.
I don't hate Motley Crue actually. Like, I don't like the 80s, but if I was going to listen to some 80s, probably be Motley Crue. Probably be a little tiny bit of Poison, a little bit of Warrant. Warrant was my favorite band before grunge came along, actually.
Yeah.
Ashamed of that, but
yeah, that's all right.
Happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, 13 was solid. Total experience coming away from listening to Black Sabbath. First 5 out of 6 albums, good enough for me to enjoy. Not anything that's going to stick with me long term. But then at the same time, the more I listen to Sabotage, the more I listen to 13. Pretty damn good albums. So I might keep hitting them up every once in a while when I need a little dose of classic heavy and a little dose of just heavy, because I don't listen to a lot of heavy shit now.
Right.
Getting too old for that shit.
Nah.
But when I do want a little piece of heavy, 13's it's a pretty solid album for me. So
yeah, I'll tell you, the music, the bass and just about almost every song was really good.
Geezer Butler's a badass, and I didn't know that going in.
I didn't either, but that's definitely some good jams. But I focus more what I listen to. I focus more on the music. Like I said, I was probably just pissed off at Ozzy because he left us what he did to us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, that full transparency on this show, me and Hicks talk through the whole process of going through these albums.
Yeah.
And we make suggestions to each other. And oftentimes those suggestions are skim through that shit.
Sure.
And after Ozzy's departure, well, fuck, man, before Ozzy's departure, nobody wants that technical ecstasy and never say die bullshit. But at least that was worth giving one spin to see it go off the rails a little bit. But I'll be damned if I want to watch the train just run through the fucking city, which is what happened on Heaven and Hell.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that shit, man. That sound is so cliche and generic to me. To me, that's when music died for a while.
Oh,
That's why Nirvana, in my opinion, busted out of the scene the way that they did, because they followed a bunch of shit like Ronnie James Dio. If you're a metalhead, I'm sorry,
right.
but I'm not at the same time. Like, it's just, he's got pipes, but that's not everything. Like, you still gotta be revolutionary. Is there any 80s band that you can say was like just a revolution in music? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't know.
I mean, it's certainly not that wailing garbage, you know.
Yeah.
The lyric, and you know what? A lot of publications said the lyrics were really good, and I read some of them, and they were. I mean, they were. I mean, Ronnie James Dio didn't have an issue with lyrics. Like, lyrically, some really compelling shit. But if you take a Stephen King book and read it like, and then he turned thinner,
Yeah.
I'm not reading it.
Yeah.
I'm not reading it. Like, that's
Yep.
just, that's the goofiest fucking music sound I've ever heard in my life, and I can't get past it.
I can't either. You know, a lot of it, it's just it's expected. There's nothing unexpected in it. It's just really manufactured shit, in my opinion.
Mine
Yeah,
too.
it's just,
Nailed it.
I don't. You know, I've known people who have really been into that kind of music and stuff, and it's just does absolutely, the only thing it does for me is make me try to find something else to
Yeah.
use to erase that out of my memory.
Yes, please. I'll tell you one thing. The best thing about the non-Ozzy years in Black Sabbath was the fact that it made me grab this bottle of Fireball that's been in my fridge for about a year.
Yeah.
I knew that I would be much more fun talking about Dio and these other fucking Black Sabbath replacement singers, these scabs, if I was a little bit inebriated. Thank God for Fireball for this episode, because I have zero interest about talking about those albums. I admit fully, transparency, I didn't listen to a single song all the way through on any of those non-Ozzy albums.
I didn't
because I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't. It was that bad. What albums are you recommending? New releases. With Yellow Wolf new album, that's a jam.
Oh my gosh, dude, I love it so much.
That is a jam.
I keep going back to it. You know, I still haven't listened to the Chevelle album that you mentioned earlier today in a message.
I'm a big Chevelle fan. That sprouted from Tool. Like, they're obviously Tool. They were Tool ripoffs that I think found their way a little bit, but that is one of those bands that did not stray away from what made them popular.
Yeah.
All their albums are just, you're not going to find anything that is brand new. They don't expand their sound a whole lot.
Right.
It's just consistency. If you like the first 2 or 3 Chevelle albums, you're going to like them all, because they don't stray far from the path, and they lay down some good riffs. The vocals are solid. They're not one of my favorite bands, but when a Chevelle album comes out, I listen to it because they kick my ass.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. That's really about all I have as far as new stuff.
Kings of Leon, I'm a fan of. Like, when I want to hit my softer side up.
Okay.
That was actually the last band I saw live. No, it wasn't. It was the next to last band I saw live before all this pandemic garbage. Thanks, Dio, for the pandemic, even though you're dead. But Kings of Leon got a new album. It's very somber. It's very slowish.
Okay.
And if I want slow, I'll listen to Taylor Swift's Folklore, not Kings of Leon.
Yeah.
But it's still an okay album. That one was okay. I'm going to have to look through and see what else there was. I feel like there was a couple other newest releases that were decent. But again, we need some rap, so it looks like Wu-Tang is next.
Hey, man, that sounds good. I'm in.
It does sound good. I never thought in my teens, 20s, and 30s that I'd need a break from rock and roll music.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean.
And the craziest shit, I'm a fucking pasty ass white dude that'll be 40 in a few months. I need some hip hop in my life right now, in the worst way.
Yeah. You know, growing up, I was kind of into the Run DMC. You know, I'm pretty familiar with Run DMC. as far as older stuff. But by the time, when Wu-Tang was popular, man, I was not listening to stuff like Wu.
No, I wasn't either. I did jam out the old Dirty Bastard solo album, like the one with got my money. Baby, you got my money.
Yeah.
Like, I just enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. And Big Baby Jesus, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm like, oh, I love old Dirty Bastard.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited about Wu-Tang Clan. I really am. No Effects. That's one of my favorite punk bands of all time. Sure. They released an album called Single Album. It's hard to go out on a limb and be like, this is the best thing they've released in years, because it's punk, and punk is weird. It all sounds the same. It all kind of just 2.5 minute quick hitters. But I haven't enjoyed a No Effects album immensely for years. This one I enjoyed. So No Effects Single Album, that was a damn banger. If anybody knows that band, their biggest song ever is called Linoleum. They made a song called Linoleum, which is basically a new linoleum with some new lyrics, and they switched up the tempo a little bit. It's a great song, basically about being, a 50-year-old dad. It was a good one. I thought Medicine at Midnight was a good, solid outing for the Foo Fighters. And then Black Sheep, Yellow Wolf. That album keeps popping up. I've listened to it about 3-4 times now. That dude is legit.
Oh my gosh,
he's legit, man. That's Yellow Wolf is it's good shit.
He's growing,
real good shit. Then that's one of those things too. Like, there's a such thing as heavy rap. And if you're going to categorize rap as heavy or dark, Yellow Wolf fits into that mold a little bit. I mean, he can hit you. I mean, that's, if you want to hear some darker side of rap, Yellow Wolf will bring it to you. I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I think, oh my gosh, how does he remember all this shit?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. That's beyond.
I don't know. But there's something about his voice. I know I said it in a past episode, but there's something about his delivery and his voice that is just different.
Yeah. I hope he continues to grow. I'm anxious to see what else he comes out with.
Me too. And like I said, that album was damn good. So
speaking of new music that's coming out, I won't hold you up too much longer.
I'm good. I'm feeling real good, and you hold me up as long as you want.
Okay. I was
fireball, son, fireball.
I noticed your shirt, and speaking of new music,
oh yeah,
anything new from the Chili Peppers? Any news or anything that are they working on a new album? Do you know?
Last I knew of that they were working on a new album with John Frusciante.
Sure.
I think anybody who likes the Peppers at all will know that, but
yeah,
I haven't heard anything in quite a while as to where they are at in the recording process, or if they've even started the recording process. I will say though, I'm a tiny bit scared. I'm a tiny bit scared, because I'm a fairly big Chili Peppers fan, and I really liked the Chili Peppers early on.
Yeah. And
there were moments where I liked them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm going completely against the grain. To me, and I have no shame in passing over the classics, because if an album resonates with me, it resonates with me. The Getaway is my favorite Chili Peppers album.
Okay.
And that was not with John Frusciante.
Right.
But the layers of sound on that album, the way they layered it, what's that dude's name? Fuck, man. Something Mouse. Something.
Oh, the Dead.
I don't know if it was Dead Mouse 5 or I don't think it was. But like the dude that produced that album, he was more of a hip hop guy.
Okay.
And let's see, Red Hot Chili Peppers, The Getaway. Maybe it was fuck, who was that? But that album, Danger Mouse, it was produced by Danger Mouse, who replaced Rick Rubin after 25 years.
No shit.
That dude did something with that band.
Oh yeah.
That I just Brian Spriggs just said Greta Van Fleet's new songs recently. Love their new one, Heat Above. I don't know if you listened to the last episode. Heat Above is way up on my radar right now. To me, Greta Van Fleet is about to bust out as like a legit great rock band, and I hope that album blows me away like Heat Above did. But Danger Mouse with the Chili Peppers, dude, I don't know what he did, but that album is so sonically pleasing to my ears.
Sure.
Like, especially when I have a few drinks or something, it's so good. I love that album. So I'm scared to death. That's crazy to hear. I'm scared to death for Frusciante to come back because I don't really want another Californication. I like progression in music. I like when bands push themselves a little bit further. Sometimes it backfires. New Kings of Leon's not that great.
Mm-hmm.
Other bands fuck up, but man, The Getaway I thought was just brilliant. Like top to bottom. I loved every single song. I'm scared. I'm scared.
I understand what you're scared. I mean, I'm scared as well. You know, the chemistry between Flea and John Frusciante, as far as what I've seen, the YouTube clip.
Yeah, I'm scared, but I'm not. If Frusciante has progressed like the band has progressed,
I hope so. Have you ever heard any of his solo stuff?
Oh, it's good.
Gosh, yeah.
Real good. Like, it's really, really good. So if they let him do some of his style in there, not just, I just don't want to hear Californication. It was a good album. It was a great rebound. Like they did it multiple times. Like, what else was there? Californication, and I feel like there was another one in there. Stadium Arcadium, maybe. Mm-hmm. Like, those were pretty solid outings.
Yeah.
But I don't want that again.
Yeah.
I want them to stick with this progression.
Yeah, I do too. It's it'll be interesting to see what they come out with. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've not heard much about it.
Okay.
I hope we do start hearing something about it, but because they're definitely up there. My wife, the last concert she went to before all this garbage was the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and she was blown away.
Yeah, good.
Blown away. So I hope they bring something really good to us. We need some more good new music. But Brian, Greta Van Fleet, I'm with you 100%. My wife can't stand the vocals because she's like, I don't want to hear Geddy Lee all over again. And, you know, because he's very high pitched. And I actually don't mind his vocals much. I did at first, like the first album or two. I was like, yeah, but I feel like he's grown and it fits. But Heat Above is a banger. I've still been listening to that track.
I have to be in the mood for it. I need to go back and revisit it. If I'm not in the mood for it, then the voice.
Yeah.
I get the Geddy Lee thing because, you know, the Geddy Lee just.
Right. And that's the thing. Like if you do have that thing with that high pitched voice, like you're probably never going to love it. It's just one of those things. Like, you know, it's I bring it up every time I talk to anybody about music. Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, when I was into punk and ska, I hated that band. That dude's voice drove me nuts.
Oh yeah, I understand why. Yeah,
I hate that guy. Not personally, but
yeah,
but yeah, that for some reason, lead singer Greta Van Fleet, his voice doesn't bother me a bit. It's very Geddy Lee / you know, Led Zeppelin like, but I don't mind it. The only thing I minded was the fact that he was a complete ripoff, but Heat Above was the first time I've heard that band do something that I think is progressive. Like, they're not just trying to be other bands. Now it sounds like they're influenced. No, I haven't. Brian said, have you heard the story of how he developed his voice? I haven't. Came from singing in garage with his brothers. I know most of the band is his brothers. Trying to break through the mix of guitar and drums without a mic. Damn.
Huh.
He accomplished it because he's loud as hell.
Yeah.
That's a damn good song. I love that song. That's the best song I've heard released in a long time.
Okay. I don't know enough. I haven't listened enough to really have an opinion, so I don't want to say I don't like him because I don't know if I don't like him.
Well, the first couple things they released were okay, but nothing groundbreaking. But for some reason, the Heat Above song to me is groundbreaking for them as a band. Like, it's a full sound. Like when you hear some of the when you pop on a pair of good headphones and you listen to that song, there's so much element of classic rock and so many layers, kind of like what I was talking about with the Getaway and the Chili Peppers, that it's just
Yeah, you're right.
Takes you to another place, and his voice doesn't detriment from the music for the first time for me. So I'm pretty excited about that. Before we go, have you noticed how much stuff, and this is just speculation. Yeah, the organ is badass, Brian. This is just speculation, but for some reason, the White Stripes have been releasing a shit ton of content on their Facebook page.
I don't know what's going on.
I assume nothing.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be amazing if we had a White Stripes reunion? Wouldn't it that would be, I'd be pumped because I love that band.
I'm going to put $100 bill on it that it's not going to happen. I don't think it's.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Going to get Meg back wherever.
No, I think it's like slow pandemic times, and they're like, listen to this and go buy some of this, even though we all fucking pay for streaming services.
Cover on this, and that's,
right. Added one unreleased song that sucked. Go buy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but my stuff has been blowing up with
White
Stripes notifications, and I felt the same way. I thought, what the hell's going on? Are we getting ready for something? Or are we gonna, I
don't know.
Gosh, if they came back.
I don't know what they're doing. But that would be one of those like reunions that open your eyes big time. Like if the White Stripes got back together, even though it's just Meg playing the drums half-ass. She's not. I'm sorry, she's not good.
She's not. Good.
It's like
that's what made it good.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes simplicity is the best formula for music.
Yeah, I was more of a fan of the White Stripes than I was Jack White.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. And I like the Jack White solo albums, but the White Stripes there was something different about them.
Oh yeah.
So her just. Do you know Ray LaMontagne at all? No. Goddamn. If you're ever in a somber mood, Ray LaMontagne, first 2 or 3, 4 albums, good shit, man. Okay. You don't know Ray LaMontagne?
No.
God damn.
No. All right.
Anyways, go listen to Jolene. You might think Dolly Parton initially.
Sure.
As soon as we're done, if you want to go to sleep good, put on Jolene by Ray LaMontagne. It's a beautiful, beautiful, brilliant song.
Okay.
But Ray LaMontagne, he did a song called Meg White.
Really?
He was in love with her. He had the hots for her bad. And that's a good song too.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was so impressed by her like very casual, just almost Ringo like style of drumming. And Ringo's a good drummer, don't get me wrong. But just that real less is more style.
Yeah.
And that's listen to Jolene and Meg White. Those are good songs. But I just talking about the White Stripes, I always think about Ray LaMontagne because he had the hots for Meg White. And he made a song literally being like, Meg, will you please just touch me. Just touch me, Meg.
It doesn't matter where.
Doesn't matter where. Just touch my ear, touch my earlobe. It'll make my ear.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right. So Wu-Tang Clan it is. I hope we don't pull that shit up on our music programs and see if that's 24 albums.
Part 1, 2, and 3.
Man, please God, and let there be under 10 albums.
Oh, I hope so too.
Just so you folks know, I know it may. I don't know if you like the show, don't like the show. Obviously, James, Brian, Phipps, a handful of others like the show.
Mm-hmm.
The downloads are going pretty good. They're increasing every day. So obviously more people around the country like the show a little bit, but just know, and this isn't a sympathy card I'm trying to play. This is fucking hard. This is fucking tough, man. Like just focusing on one band for a whole week, even if it's a lesser discography of like 7 or 8 albums, it still takes up most of our week.
It takes up a lot of time, surprisingly.
It does, and it is not easy. Like I said, man, as soon as I got to Ronnie James Dio, I'm like, please, God, I need to take a break. I can't do this anymore. I get stressed out. I start crying and shit. It's not easy. It is not easy at all.
It's not easy.
But that's what it's all about. Like I can actually say I've listened to thank God. Brian Spriggs said the Woo is 7 albums.
Yes.
High fucking virtual 5 Hicks. 7 albums. I'm good with that.
I'm good with that too. Good
with that. But this is tough. This is very tough. About you know what? I will say it's so tough that once if we run into the Who again, only thing keeping me going is knowing that on Friday night, me and Hicks can bullshit about this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, like if it's a bad band, my whole week's just ruined. Like when I get to the pearly gates, assuming I get there and God's like, did you have a good time on earth? Like, well, yeah, but then I listen to the Who. Or I listen to those Dio years of Black Sabbath. What were you thinking, God? Why did you do that to me? Why did you do it?
And I'll tell you one thing with this podcast, it's kind of good. We had a little bit of feedback regarding announcing what we're going to discuss in the future, which was a very good point. But it's really hard because, we're going through all these songs. It's frustrating for me because we can go through and name these songs, but without our viewers or listeners, hearing these songs as we're describing them, it's kind of
it wouldn't be that interesting. It was a really good suggestion. Goddamn notifications. Robert Sprout, a buddy of mine that found the fantasy football podcast that I do with a couple other buddies of mine. He said, dude, will you let me know what you're listening to so I can follow along, so I can listen to the same shit every week? That's a hell of an undertaking. Wonder how he feels about Dio this week, but you're right. I mean, it makes so much.
It's freaking Dio, man. It's good. I don't know that dude. I don't mean disrespect.
He might love Dio. He might be like, dude, Ryan James Dio changed my life. Like, yeah, he did mine too. I fucking want to kill myself now. But we will announce what we're listening to from now on. That makes a ton of sense for people to be able to follow along.
Since we can't play what we're talking about.
Exactly. And which if we did 19 albums playing everything, like, shit, Hicks, well, we're on hour 7. Should we end this thing? Should we end this after the 15th Black Sabbath album? But yeah, we'll announce that from now on.
Sure.
Just know it's one hell of an undertaking. Granted, it pays off because me and Hicks get to hang out.
Sure.
But otherwise, goddamn.
Yeah.
It's a little rough. Looking forward to 7 albums of Wu-Tang. I could probably get that finished in 3 days. So then I'll. Whew. So there you go. Wu-Tang Clan's coming up next.
Sure.
Ronnie James Dio and company suck. Ozzy I thought sucked, but I ended up appreciating him more than I thought I ever would.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean I'll listen to him all the time.
Right.
But there you go. Black Sabbath definitely deserves a place in rock history.
I agree.
That's our episode. I'm going to take one more shot of Fireball, one more drink, and go to bed. Hicks, go listen to some Jolene by Ray LaMontagne.
I'm on it.
Good shit. One of the best songs you might ever hear if you're in the mood to be somber tonight.
Good.
We'll see you guys next time. Thank you for listening to Stuck in My Generation. Again, if you want to suggest bands for us to listen to, send it over to stuckinmygeneration@gmail.com.